Performance. Uh, I think it's representative of the kind of team we are, inside out, moving the ball, and unselfish play. And I think the statistics that really jump out are the 26 assists, 5 turnovers. And our coaching staff, Matt McKillop had the assignment here along with Brian Sullivan. Our coaching staff was sensational in the way they prepared us to do something that we've never done before. We played a zone offense against a man-to-man defense, and we did it because the way they play their defense creates chaos. And our guys, in a period of 48 hours, bought into it exceptionally well. The scout team was sensational in replicating what Coppin State did, and our guys were intellectually, they were so keyed into doing the right thing and how to do it. This is exhilarating for a coach to have this kind of performance in this. Now, of course, you say, well, it's Coppin State. Well, for us, we treated this as if this was, an A-10 conference game.
So what do they do defensively?
What they do is they cut the court in half, and they do a lot of trading of players, Xing out, and they dare you to stay on one side of the court and put it on the floor. They funnel you down to the baseline. And if you spend too much time down in the baseline, you'll be in trouble.
Was this the most complete game you feel like you played?
This year, without doubt, no doubt about it. And you know,
nearly perfect.
There, no doubt about it. 40 minutes, sensational.
That assist turnover ratio for the season was very uncharacteristic.
Correct.
And then you turn it around against a defense like this. What did that say?
Well, look at the 9-1 from Luka and 5-0 for John. It tells me that John and Luka really focused on making the easy pass, and they focused on passing. And I've said this to you before, the ball is like a spotlight. When it stays in your hands, it burns your hands. When it moves around, everyone's in the spotlight, and that's what happened tonight.
And everyone contributed. I mean, it wasn't just one or two guys, but a complete team effort.
You know, Carter Collins knocks down 5 threes, and Carter Collins had been struggling. He's shooting 16%, I think, from 3. Why all of a sudden does he knock down 5 after not missing his first 3? Well, because on Sunday, on Monday, and Tuesday, he was in the gym shooting extra shots because Will Regal got him in there and worked with him and was persistent. And Carter, that's what allowed him to have the greatest improvement of any of our players during the off season, was all the time he spent in the gym working on his game. And as the pressures of exams and as the pressures of travel and games and preparation started to play into the situation, he didn't have that time. And somehow he made the time, and Will Regal made him make the time, and it paid big dividends tonight.
And what about Lee? Man, he really came.
I thought this was Lee's most complete game, and I think he showed some marvelous things tonight. For a freshman to get a double-double 10 games into his career off the bench, I think that's pretty impressive.
He's getting better every game I see him, I would say.
Carter said that he's adjusting now to starting more. It's more
It has been an adjustment. It really has, you know. He's a guy that gets very hyped before a game when he's in the starting lineup. And that's what happened at Northeastern on Saturday. He was so keyed up for the game, it like the adrenaline was just flowing too fast. And he was, when it flows that fast, it freezes you. And that's what happened to him on Saturday.
So how do you put a, governor on, whatever, how do you do
Well, maybe, I said this to him yesterday. I says, you're 21 years old now. Because yesterday was his birthday.
Oh.
So I said, you're here, you've arrived. I don't know that he believed that, but.
Talk about the passing. Like, has there been hesitation in games before? Like, maybe guys holding it a little bit?
Guys have been holding it.
Yeah.
They've been looking, and also guys haven't been cutting to get open as much. And I think that's a big part of it.
So is it just growth?
I think it is. I think it's also the fact that they're evolving as a group.
As a coach, I mean, how nice is it to see that kind of performance?
Oh.
This time of year when things are about to get even choppier
You know, especially with this team, with their backs against the wall, being 4-5, their backs against the wall with exams, their backs against the wall with was not a boisterous crowd, a rainy day. I mean, there's a lot of things saying negative, 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 and to see our guys respond that way, it's very pleasing for a coach.
Did you prepare anything differently with Luka going against a 7-footer?
We talked to him about one of the things he's got to do better, and that is he's got to get his shoulders lower than his opponent. And I think he did a pretty darn good job of that tonight.